Yo, we back. It's court time. Showtime today. See if anybody in the court upload the video. Snake House. Let's see if let's check old Tissa. You know we gotta check Tissa out. Tissa. See what the fuck going on. Family suffers breakdown. Diddy family suffered the breakdown, y'all. Let Tissa tell us. What it is though, we back. Shit. We is back. Yo, today is the day that it's all gonna come together, man. The defense team of Diddy is ready to have a motherfucking parade on the prosecution. Watch what I tell you. Yesterday, the prosecution laid out their case. The defense lays out theirs today, and the prosecution go again. I'm telling you, these closing arguments gonna be fireworks. It's gonna be fireworks in the closing arguments, y'all. Timmy Garacos, Mark Agnifilo, Brian Steele, Xavier Donaldson. What's the other guy name? They Mark Agnifilo gonna do the closing. No, he ain't, he the lead attorney. He ain't talk all trial, damn near. He sat back the whole trial observing. Watch how he closed this case out. Watch how he closed this case out. It's gonna be epic. I wish I was there to witness it. Yeah. But yo, people gotta understand though, even with this case being bogus and nonsense, they can still find him guilty though. Because that's how the system works. It ain't really about what most people think it's about. You know what I mean? You can have no evidence and be found guilty. Shit crazy. It's a dirty system. So even though I think Diddy should win, I don't think the United States government proved the case. They can still find him guilty. It's just hard for me to believe out of 12 jurors. Now, it gotta be at least 2-3 people on there like, yo, hold up, yo. I can't get with this. This ain't like a witch hunt. What it is, OC. It gotta be out of the 12 people. Just go to the comments. I mean, you look at the comments, you see what the people saying. People were split. And it's 8 men on the jury, 4 women. So if you notice, it's mostly women saying Diddy guilty, Diddy abused women, Diddy did this. Most of the men like, man, hold up, man. Hell no, this shit bogus. It's 8 men on the jury, 4 women. Now they removed the American black guy. I don't think the other black guy American. I don't think he's American. Well, he's American, but I don't think he foundational. I don't think he a descendant of slaves. That's just my opinion. I get this from my sources. Like my sources told me Tissa Towers agreed to the free guard. My sources ain't tell me this. This is my opinion. Nah, OC, what they did was Yo, it's still important. So you know how when they give the jury instructions, they always give them lesser included charges, right? So if you can't find them guilty on kidnapping, you can find them guilty on attempted kidnapping. So they took all the attempted off. The attempted kidnapping, the attempted arson, the attempted sex trafficking, or whatever it was, and just made it kidnapping, arson, sex trafficking. Which means that's better for Diddy. See, people is twisting it and making it seem like it's something that ain't. That is better for Diddy because they haven't proved kidnapping. Attempted kidnapping, they probably had a better chance to find them guilty on attempted kidnapping than actually kidnapping. They haven't proved arson. They would have had a better chance of getting them, find them guilty on attempted arson than actual arson, because there's no proof that Diddy set Kid Cudi car on fire. Like I can't believe they even allowed him to testify in court to that shit. There's no proof. Yeah, it ain't no proof. So they took some of the lesser included off. It made it more, the jury instructions more direct of what counts they can choose to find them guilty on. But that's still a win. You understand? That's still a win. And the prosecution don't normally do that. But the judge told him, he ain't want to confuse the jury. So take some of that shit off. So he took off the attempts. I don't think it would have helped them. I think those charges would have hurt them, because I think they could have got him. I think they probably, with the evidence that was presented in court, I think they had a better chance of getting them, find them guilty on the attempts than the actual arson, or the attempted kidnapping than the actual kidnapping. That's what I think. But let's see what Tissa Tell's talking about. Diddy family suffers
pay your next car insurance bill.
Suffers breakdown.
Not pay your bill yet.
Prosecution triumphant.
You guys know that today is the day the defense goes up. I know, listen, I was out of commission yesterday because I had to go to ABC News Live to be on Burden of Proof, but I will never neglect you guys again. I'm back, even though I will be on Burden of Proof tonight again.
I bet you will.
Sorry, ABC's Burden of Proof. I had to go. You can see me on ABC News Live. Listen, you guys, I'll never neglect you guys again, but let's actually talk about what was going on at the Sean Diddy Trump's trial and the way the prosecution was vindicated, and also the way, prosecution was vindicated, and the way the proof was in the pudding. Listen, it's actually sad to see, because Diddy's kids look like nice people, okay? And it's sad that it's happening to them. But at the end of the day, it's because of their father and what they did, okay? But when is this true? Even though people said, oh my God, the closing arguments the prosecution did, and don't forget, Maureen Comey is going to be on the ones and twos. I'm going to apologize to the 6-pack of women on the prosecution team for ever even doubting they wouldn't get every single thing. Baby, the only state charges they took out were the attempted that was tightening up. But even if they don't get it, they hit Diddy with the rule book. And they did such an excellent job of breaking down what RICO was. And they kept hammering into the jury's head over and over and over. You don't need a long history. You don't need a billion times. You just need one time. And they've pointed, this was an instance, that was an instance.
Yeah, but that's bogus. That you only need one time shit, bogus. Like, how many jurors is going to subscribe to that narrative? Like, one time? Like, you trying to get this man 30 years in prison for, if they said they didn't want to do a freak off one time, even if they did it, they supposed to go by the law, but we are human. You know what I mean? We all human. We go by more what's morally right. We go off what makes sense. We go off what don't make sense. Yeah, the law is important, when you on the jury and you trying to decide somebody's guilt or innocence. But people also use common sense. I mean, you also use common sense, man. So if Diddy, if one of them women told Diddy no one time, and then yeah the next time, he sex trafficked her, man, get the fuck out of here. That's bullshit. If I was on the jury, I'd be like, man, hell no, I ain't trying to hear that. That's nonsense. That's nonsense right there.
That was an instance. This was an instance. That was an instance. Now listen, I know a lot of people said, "Oh my God, it wasn't even that good. Diddy could still skate. They didn't do a good job." They are lying to themselves. Do I know what the future holds? Absolutely not. Was I in the courtroom and saw the jury up, awake, paying attention into what into what the prosecutors were saying? Slavic did an excellent job. You know, my girl Maureen Comey is going to be on the ones and twos for the rebuttal. Diddy's team is doing their closing arguments today, but one of the surest signs that you can drop my pass the light. Thanks. One of the surest signs that the prosecution was on their job is when Diddy's girls, and it was actually really sad to see. When Diddy's girls, actually way past, like, there's like gates right there you'll see, right? Like 20 feet past. Girls were walking out, they broke down. They started crying. They looked sad and they looked. I'm not gonna lie, part of me felt really, really bad because they seem like nice kids. They are.
Hey, you ain't give a fuck, man. I guess this shit you now she feel real bad. You been part of the slander campaign of this man for 7 months. Now you see it's affecting his kids and you feel bad. But you ain't think it was affecting his kids from the beginning? She is no way, and all the slander she was doing, she ain't never think that, damn, this may be affecting his kids. Get the fuck out of here. Lying ass. Oh, you're putting all these lies on this man.
Our kids, they are young, 18 years old. One just started college. The other two are forgoing college. And they're going to get into the fashion industry. Again, they still have a lot of connections. I'm sure that they are, you can way past the light on the other side, past the line. They still have connections. They're doing all this stuff, yeah, this is perfect. Okay, let me jump out here. Hold on, guys. Got a car accident. Hold on. Thank you. Have a good one. All right. So, okay. So, I'm good, right? Okay. So, they're still doing all this stuff. They look super cute. They look this. They look, good morning. They look super cute. They do, hey, what's up? How are you? So they so.
Oh yeah. She
Ooh, you play Marvel Strike Force?
You know it.
All right, best villain in the game. Go.
Yeah, she agreed to the Wild King Night. I heard from my sources yesterday. Like she heard from my sources that Diddy ready to take a plea. I heard from my sources that that she agreed to Wild King Nights. If Diddy beat this case, first stop, Tissa Towers Wild King Nights, and they doing it in Vegas. Yeah, man, they doing it in Vegas. Diddy ain't playing games no more, man. Prostitution is legal in Vegas, so that's what he doing it at. Then they might got Trump up there, Trump International.
So when it comes to what was going on with Diddy's people, right? The girls came out. They were in tears. They were sad. They looked honestly like they were breaking down. And that was sad to see because who wants to see three beautiful black women breaking down because their father is about to be sent to jail? But then another part of me had to be like, nah. Because even though I know it's that sad for you as your daddy, what about other people's daddies, cousins, uncles, sisters, nephews, mothers, children that your father every day of his...
Yo, they still trying to paint these people as victims. Yo, this is crazy, man. I swear, yo. I hope Diddy beat this case, yo, because this can't happen again, yo. The federal government can't keep doing this. They keep trying to paint these people as victims. Like, I didn't hear any victims. I didn't hear any victims. Not of sexual sex trafficking. I heard domestic abuse survivor. But I haven't heard any victims of sex trafficking, man. It's crazy they keep pushing that line. What about the victims? And she even mentioned children. Keep trying to throw kids in the mix. Where Chelsea at? Chelsea said she ain't do that. Keep trying to throw kids in the mix. Them frivolous ass Tony Busby lawsuits. Lawsuits frivolous as a motherfucker. Lying. Go to the live yesterday. What's up, Davon? Last night we went into the lies. Told the world a man was putting GHB in baby oil. And ain't nobody have enough wherewithal to look it up there itself and realize that ain't even possible. There's no proof that you can even do anything like that. That man put that shit in 3 lawsuits yesterday. And it's been proven false. It's been proven false. So how I am, yo, once you lie, once you'll lie again. Yo, once I catch you in a lie, it's gonna be hard for me to ever believe you. Like, that's just what it is. Caught you in a lie, man. You might be lying every time you speak. I don't fucking know. It's enough for me to question. And with Tony Busby and anything he do, he deserves a lot of questions because he putting blatant falsehoods in his lawsuits. Yeah, I know, OC. That is what they doing. Adam better be next. Shit, if Diddy get found guilty, Adam had better be next. So anyway, I'm gonna be satisfied. Like I said, yo, if this was the new thing to do, if this is how the federal government is moving from now on, from here on out, I would look at it completely different. But I don't think Diddy should have been the first on the chopping block. I mean, I think it's much more suitable people than arresting Diddy. I think OnlyFans should have been first. I think they should have attacked the porn industry first. If this what they was doing, if they'd came after the porn industry, and then came after Diddy, I wouldn't have said nothing. Cause then I would have known, like, all right, yeah, it's some bullshit, but I see what this what they doing. But Benzo, they coming after Diddy first, and my fear is they gonna only attack the black community and rappers and other black entertainers with this shit. Yeah, you gotta stand against it. You gotta stand against it. I showed y'all the sex trafficking numbers, the federal arrests. In the last 10 years, the 53% of the federal arrests for sex trafficking been black men. I don't think black men sex traffic at higher levels than anybody else. So why is black men being only the ones prosecuted? That's my issue. That's why I'm fighting so hard against this shit. It ain't really got nothing to do with Diddy. They got everything to do with the federal government and their dirty tactics and how they get away with it daily. And if they could do it to a billionaire, a millionaire, you know they doing that shit to the motherfucker that ain't got the money that's going that bitch for the public defender. You know they doing it to now. So why would you say something like that, Josh? What leads you to believe that I want anything of that nature? I think Cassie wanted it. I think 50 baby mother wanted it. I think it's enough evidence in this case that proved that they wanted it. Oh, bitch. slow and shit. Guilty of what though, Mary? Diddy is guilty of being a horrible human being. Diddy is guilty of basically, yeah, being a bad human being. Diddy is guilty of domestic abuse. Diddy is guilty of using his money to leverage things in his favor. Yo, but is that sex trafficking? A lot of people do that. When you got money, what the fuck is the point of having money if you ain't going to use it to get what you want done? A lot of people does that. Most people with money do that. You never heard money? You never heard the term money talks? Money talks. A lot of people do that. I don't think that should be a federal crime. I just asked you a question. See, why do you do that? Why do y'all do that? I asked you a specific question. And you come back with that's BS. That's BS. RICO has been proven. What's up, 2800? Like you acting like yo that's not what people do. If you had millions and billions, you would have people doing things for you too. They might not be freak offs, you know. But shit, if you might get somebody to grab some weed for you every now and then. Go grab some if you was on cocaine. If you was on cocaine, you would get people to grab the shit for you, so you don't gotta put your face to it. It's not out of the ordinary. It's not out of the ordinary. It's not RICO level. It's not worth 30 years in prison. It's not worth 15 years in prison. It's not worth that. It's bogus. I was talking about yesterday, I got another gray hair, y'all. I got 2 fucking gray hairs. I was saying that shit today. I said, man, god damn. I might gonna be full gray in 2 years, right? But anyway, I was talking about yesterday how Tony Busby just happened to drop these frivolous lawsuits right before the case goes to the jury. Yo, that's not normal, man. That's bogus. Like, yo, why people can't see the play? Is that cool, man? Is that not fucked up? They dropped 2 lawsuits right before the case, and they all frivolous. 3 of them, not even 2. They dropped 3 frivolous lawsuits right before the case goes to the jury. Well, how would you like if something like that happened to one of your family members? Somebody you was close to. Would you feel like this person is getting treated fairly? Or are they being railroaded? Or is this an orchestrated attempt to take this man down? And who's orchestrating it? Who's behind this? Come on, man. Y'all gotta look past the bullshit and get out your emotions and start dealing with logic and reason and common sense. Get out your emotions, man. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. For lack of better words. That's what it is. And it's crazy because like I said yesterday, just the day before yesterday, I was saying, yo, what happened to the lawsuits? I was thinking that they was going to bring them back up after the trial was over. They couldn't even wait. They say, man, fuck that. We trying to keep tainting the jury. I told y'all from the beginning, these lawsuits is about tainting the jury pool. That's all it was about. Nobody's getting paid. I guarantee not one of these 70 lawsuits that's supposed to be out on Diddy is getting $1. What about the people that done interviews? Do y'all remember them? Or did your favorite YouTuber ain't cover them? Because we covered them. The ones that did interviews that you could tell they was lying. Yo, we read a lawsuit yesterday where a guy said he was at a gas station and the dude pulled up in a presidential SUV, like a Cadillac truck or something, Yukon Denali, who knows? Told him, look, I'm a security guard, and for A-list celebrity party. Man, won't you come up here? Yo, do security guards even have that type of clearance? Like, who the fuck is you? But anyway, so the dude was at the gas station. He said, man, fuck it. Whatever he had going on that day, he just canceled it. And mind, he said he got a wife and kids and all that. So he ain't even checking with the wife, the kid. He go straight to the party. He go to the party. He see drinks on the table. He picks up a bottle already open. Drinks it. Next thing you know, he out. Next thing you know, Diddy on top of him, sodomizing him. Like, come on, yo. Y'all believe something like that? Like, that's how all them lawsuits sound. Y'all, that's believable. Yo, common sense. Most adults know that you don't just pick up a bottle off the table and drink it. You ain't at a family function. You at a motherfucking party where you don't know nobody. And you just pick up a bottle and drinks it? Like, come on, that's bullshit, man. What the other lawsuit say? The fuck that other lawsuit say? Oh, the girl links up with Justin Cone or Quincy. Links up with Quincy. Quincy, she from New Orleans. He flies her out to California. She gets to California. He keeps her in the house for 3 days. She wondered why they can't leave the house. She asked him, can we leave the house? He told her no. Next thing you know, 3 men walks in the house with masquerade masks on. He gives her some weed. She gets high out of her mind. Next thing you know, the 3 men gang raped her. Like, man, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, yo, y'all can't, ain't no way y'all believe that shit. There's no way we that damn gullible to think something like that makes sense. So they just walked in the house with masquerade mask on. Is it video of this? Houses got ring cameras. Where's the video proof? Where's the footage? There's no footage of any of these things. No police reports. There's no nothing to corroborate these people's story other than them just talking. And y'all sitting there co-signing this dumbass shit. Because y'all don't like Diddy. Because they didn't trick y'all to believing that it was kids involved. Meanwhile, no kids in the case. I better wake the fuck up and stop being naive. What you mean he was adopting kids? I'm talking about there's no evidence that Diddy assaulted any children. There's no evidence. There's no evidence Diddy was dousing people with baby oil laced with GHB. That can't even be done. There's no scientific proof that you can even do that. These are all lies perpetuated through mainstream media that y'all watch. And y'all and the bloggers that's really mainstream media that y'all watch. That's who really pushed it. The Law&Crime Network. MA News Nation. Tissa Tells. All these people are mainstream. They're not independent. They don't ever go against the grain. That's how you can tell when they're not independent, yo. They never go against the grain. You gotta disagree with something. One day. God damn, you just gonna agree with everything mainstream media say. Like you don't, so you don't even you don't have your own mind, or you part of the same system. One or the other. Or both. Shit. See the party. Hey Chris, what the fuck is you talking about? Then where's the proof? All the tapes came from Cassie, Chris. I don't know if you knew that or not. Your favorite blogger might ain't give you that information. But I told y'all months ago that Cassie had all the tapes. 9 tapes got released, all from Cassie. They didn't have no tapes. They didn't get no tapes out of Diddy house. They didn't get one tape out of Diddy house. So what are we talking about? The Courtney Burgess dude lied. Said that it was tapes and people was being recorded surreptitiously. That was a lie. There was no proof. The federal government subpoenaed him to court. He came to court and produced nothing. Like, what y'all don't know what y'all talking about, man. It's all in documents. Go watch the live from last night. He came to court and produced nothing. Oh my gosh. Just making shit up. Who told you that? So the feds, as much praise as we give the feds ain't raid that house. They just forgot the Prince house. Get the fuck out of here, man. Stop believing that shit you see. These motherfuckers lying to you, man. They lying to you, man. Told y'all a while ago they ain't get no tapes out of Cassie, out of Diddy house. Diddy wasn't leveraging tapes. Cassie was. Cassie was leveraging tapes. Cassie the one that told Diddy give me $20 million on writing a book. She leveraged tapes. She extorted. That's what we know. That's what we know to be factual. We deal with facts. We don't deal with rumors. It's a fact that Cassie called Diddy and told Diddy, "I'll need $20 million or I am releasing a book." No, I ain't press. Yo, what you mean press down school? Yo, Cassie mother inserted herself in some shit that ain't involve her. Yo, y'all is tripping. Cassie mother should have minded her business. Yo, they had a volatile relationship, for one. For two, Diddy paid Kid Cudi $20,000 for a feature. Cassie fucked Kid Cudi. I want my fucking money back. What the? You wanted your money back? If you had an artist, a female artist that you was dealing with sexually, and you got her feature with another artist, and she fucked that artist, yo, you wouldn't want your money back? Well, I'm asking you, would you want your money back in that situation? He ain't commit no crime to get it back. He did what motherfuckers do. People do shit like that. That's typical relationship stuff, man. That's typical. Look, when I release these motherfucking tapes, you better give my motherfucker $20,000, or I'm putting out a tape. That's typical shit. That's typical. Like, yo, they making it seem like it ain't, and y'all believing it. You ain't never beef with your significant other and threaten not to pay a bill or something? Threaten to do something? Threaten to take something away? That y'all, nobody ever done that? It's not my feelings. This is facts. Y'all ain't never get into it with y'all significant other and threaten to take something away if they don't do what you asked to be done. The federal government is saying now, yo, we can charge you with a federal crime for that. That's bullshit, y'all. I can't believe y'all not looking at it the correct way. Hey, yo, she fucked Kid Cudi after he paid her for a feature. Bitch, he lucky, man. I don't want my money back too. I think most people would have wanted it. If you don't want your money back, then I don't know what the fuck wrong with you. But if I'm dealing with a girl and I link up with an artist and she fucked the artist and I paid for the feature, nah, fuck that. I need my bread back. What the fuck? I look like a sucker? Well, I look like a sucker. So I'm just a bitch. I paid for this feature and you had sex with this man. So I'm just a bitch ass. I just supposed to take this on the chin. Man, fuck out of here. I need my money back. I need my money back, and I might slap this shit out with y'all when I see him. What's up, man? FBG, what it do? I think most people understand that. I can't believe that people don't see it that way. Am I wrong for saying that? Because you see what she did. You see what she did. She tarnished him. He wasn't worried about it. That's why he didn't pay it. He didn't pay it until she dropped the lawsuit. No. Yeah, since she dropped the lawsuit. Then they raided his house and stole the video and released it to the world. All illegal shit. The fix was in. When they released that, when they stole that video, or confiscated that video and released it to the world, the fix was in. Because it really wasn't up. It really wasn't, you know, that's some player shit. You know, you don't take that shit up with the man, you take that shit up with the girl. You take that shit up with the girl. She the one crossed him. Kid Cudi ain't crossing. She crossed him. He had a relationship with her. Cassie was doing a lot of fucking behind Diddy back. Cassie was fucking sex workers without Diddy, but she was being sex trafficked. 50 baby mother was fucking sex workers without Diddy, but she was being sex trafficked. The fuck out of here, man. They like that shit. Y'all crazy as motherfucker. Y'all believe otherwise. Right. What you mean? That's not what people do? What you mean? What's the difference between Kid Cudi? Because yo, Kid Cudi, it's like that was their relationship, bro. If you in a swinging relationship, you only swinging with your girl. If your girl go outside the relationship and swing, you gonna have an issue with that, bro. You gonna have an issue with that. We swinging together. You don't go outside the relationship and fuck somebody else. That's against the rules. It's rules to this shit, man. It's rules to it. Like if you was there, like if your girl, if you and your girl participated in threesomes, and she find out that you fucking the girl that y'all had threesomes with separately, she gonna have a problem with that. That's the lifestyle. You don't fuck outside of the situation. She find out you having sex with the girl without her, she's gonna have issue, man. She's gonna have an issue, man. Yo, Chris, I don't know what YouTube page you watching, cause you were way off from all facts. Where the fuck did you see that at? You talking about in a fucking music video? Man, anybody talking about no goddamn music videos? I'm talking about reality. It is her decision, but then I mean he still got a right to be mad. Still got a right to be mad. That's what we talking about. Y'all acting like he ain't had no legitimate reason to be pissed. I'd have been pissed too. I paid for fuck the artist. And fuck get my motherfucking money. Y'all here, you can't keep your motherfucking legs closed. You say you trying to stall your career. I try to link you up with Kid Cudi when Kid Cudi was hot. And you out here fucking him. My goddamn bread back. Immediately. The fuck you made. Cassie mother inserted herself in that. He didn't extort Cassie mother. Cassie mother jumped in some shit that ain't had nothing to do with her. She just ain't know her daughter was free. He extorted Cassie mother. Let's fuck out of here. Extorted motherfucking Cassie mother. That's like if a motherfucker. That's like if I owe a nigga some money on some. I say I fuck a nigga money up, and a nigga hit me like, yo, I need that bread. I ain't got the bread. I tell my mother. My mother ended up paying it. Did he extort my mother? Was my mother being extorted, or did I insert my mother some shit that ain't had nothing to do with her? It wasn't her debt, it was mine. She extorted. So y'all just be listening to the narrative. Y'all don't got people. Most people don't have their own mind. Y'all just listening to what y'all was being told. I get it. I think it's crazy, but I get it. He contacted Cassie. And Cassie told the mother. The mother inserted herself in it by reaching out to Diddy. Then he probably contacted the mother. But why is he contacting the mother? Contacted Cassie. That's where Cassie was at. Cassie was at her mother house. Cassie was at her mother house. He didn't contact the mother first. He contacted Cassie first. Once Cassie incorporated the mother, then he contacted the mother. Since she know now, fuck it. I need my bread. Then he ain't need to do nothing. Then he sent the bread back. He didn't even want the money. He probably was high as a bitch. No Diddy got high, man. Oh shit. I ain't got my earbuds. What I do with my earbuds? I'm just in the house. I ain't got my earbuds, y'all. Fuck it. Because I don't, you know, when you dealing with when you gotta walk light with certain situations. Like you don't want to demonize her mother. Didn't even ask her no questions. You know, it's strategic, yo. Everything is done strategically. You don't wanna demonize the mother. Cause at the end of the day, she really ain't got nothing to do with the situation. So you don't wanna paint a bad picture to the jury about how the defense is moving about their case. So that's why they just let the mother's testimony go. I think that was smart. I think it was smart to do that with the mother. Yeah, I think that was the best option. Damn, I left my fucking earbuds in the house. Bitch. She didn't lie. The mother ain't lie. I'm talking about the narrative that was painted. The narrative painted that she got extorted is not true. She didn't lie about the situation. But to say that you got extorted is crazy. What the fuck? She didn't get extorted. there. Leave her there. Yeah, she paid the money. But the word extortion, I'm talking about the word extortion. The word extortion is being misused in this situation. It's being mischaracterized. It's being mischaracterized. That was a typical relationship situation. So people in their relationship getting extorted. Like I said, if you got into it with your significant other and they threaten not to pay a bill, and they say, look, if you don't stop what you're doing, I ain't gonna pay these bills. And I'm gonna tell your mother that you cheated on me. Are you being extorted? Is that extortion? No, I don't. But people do. I'm not naive. I'm not naive to think that people don't. Because people do. It don't matter since I didn't go through it. If I went through it or not, it don't make a difference. I know that people do go through these things. I know people go through these things. Just because I don't go through it, that don't make it typical. You know what I mean? It's just because I don't do it, that'll make it typical. Shit. That'll make it not typical, I mean. I probably don't do a lot of things that's typical. I don't go out and party. It's typical to party, right? People, that's a typical thing people do. I don't do it. Yo, what's up with y'all on these fucking edits, yo? What y'all, bots or something? Like, yo. Fuck y'all just be coming out of nowhere talking about Lamar Jackson edits. Everybody do commit crimes. I'm just saying, man, y'all making it seem like it's something that it ain't. And y'all letting them run with this dumbass narrative. I need to be a defensive attorney. So I told you Diddy should have put me on the team. Diddy should have put me on that bitch. I'd have got him home for certain. You hear me? I'd have got him home for certain, man. Put me on that motherfucker. We ain't going for that bullshit. Straight up. We ain't going for the lies. But they gonna do all this in closing arguments. They can watch. If people think the prosecution had a good day yesterday, wait till the day. Wait till the day. Appreciate it, Jenny. Jasmine. Wait till the day. Wait till the defense. Wait till y'all hear the defense closing. Wait till y'all hear the defense closing. But see, yo, even with all this being said, yo, they can still find him guilty. And that's the fucked up thing about it. They can, regardless of everything I'm saying, they can still find him guilty, yo, because this system, man, see to Oakland. This system ain't about truth. I am turned in. You must be new here. We read all the lawsuits. I've been right about this case from the beginning. I ain't never think for the people that follow this channel, we ain't never think kids was involved. Yeah, I'm from Baltimore. We ain't never think kids was involved. We ain't never think Diddy parties was the issues. We always knew it was freak offs. We always knew that the freak offs was with his girlfriends, not with the industry. I got videos on it. Go back and look at them. 7 months ago. That is what they wanted. We never listened to mainstream. We always had our own narrative of what happened, and it's playing out in court. Like most people are disappointed that it wasn't no kids. I've been told y'all it wasn't no kids. If you was filing Keeping Your News 7 months ago, you wouldn't even been expecting kids in the trial. Either parted, or he gonna win, or he gonna get the case appealed, because they did a lot of bullshit, yo. For one, they leaked that fucking tape. Let me show you some illegal shit that they did. For one, they leaked the tape of the Cassie beating, the Cassie thing. They raided his cell and stole his information. and sent it to the federal government. The federal government used it at a bail hearing. Like they did a lot of illegal shit. A lot of that shit is gonna be Diddy got 2 lawyers in court that just focus on appeals. You know what I mean? That's their whole focus. They ain't spoke a word. They just writing shit down for appeals. That's why they got the 3 mistrials. That's why you understand, all of that stuff is appeals talk. It's not actually for the trial. It's actually for appeals purposes. So the upper court, when they go to a 3-judge panel, they can review the case. I'm just saying, y'all. Not 30 years, man. They didn't do nothing that deserved 30 years in prison or life in prison at all. If this was a domestic violence case and they was talking 3 years, I wouldn't have nothing to say. Diddy, you did that, bro. You gotta stand on that. You know, I'm big on standing on your decision making. You feel me? If you did it, stand on it. Whatever the fuck you did. But when you try to make this a criminal organization and say he was the head and say that he was participating in sex trafficking and these women was sex trafficked, yo, I can't stand by that. That's bogus. That's bogus, man. I can't stand by that at all. What's up, Latoya? Yo, if y'all new to the channel, make sure y'all subscribe, man. Don't leave without subscribing. Trying to get to 50K, man. We need to be at 50K by the end of the year. At least 40. Diddy shouldn't be going through this, man. Yeah, for real. That's what, and even with the Cassie testimony, like, yo, Cassie got what she wanted. She got her payoff. She got what she wanted. She wanted money. Cassie ain't want jail. I think Cassie was forced to testify. And then even with Cassie's testimony, they run her off the stand. I mean, talking about she ready to have a baby. Hold up, this man life on the line. How the fuck you just going shorten her testimony because she having a baby? This man is facing life in prison. I think that was illegal and stuff. I ain't never heard that done before. Man. If that was the case, they should have brought up after she had the child. They don't even own Revoke no more. Diddy got rid of Revoke. Diddy didn't got rid of hella shit since he had to go through this. This was the play. You know what I mean? Try to break him financially with all these fake lawsuits. Yo, the play was to kill him in media. If y'all noticed, that's been the play with everything lately. The federal government is playing the blogs. Like, since when they start releasing information during trial. Like, yo, this is we is in uncharted territories. They never did this before. They normally wait till after trial to release information. No, they releasing it during trial to give the blog something to talk about so the jury can watch it. This is a game. Y'all just ain't tuned in. It's a game. It's a game they running. They're using the people. They're using the blogs to push false narratives. That's why they got so many of them on YouTube. That's not independent. There's so many of these blogs that's on the internet that's not independent that you think is, but they really working with the system. I told y'all, yo, right now it's a fight over the narrative, man. I keep having to reiterate that for the new people. It's a fight over the narrative. Mainstream media is fighting the bloggers over the narrative. The only way you can combat that is to bring bloggers onto YouTube to push the same narrative in mainstream media. But people don't understand that. That's the only way you can combat that. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta get bloggers on YouTube. They probably, I think they just upset. They see what their father going through, his life on the line. Yo, they ain't tough. Ain't no way they tough. They ain't 50 nothing. Had a great life. Hold up, y'all. I gotta take pictures of this motherfucking truck. Give me like 30 seconds. Ah, my bad. T-Dub, what it is? Baltimore in the motherfucking building. And man, salute to the home team. Salute to the home team. But everybody, give me something to eat before they fucking start sending me fucking calls. No, I said I'm actually down there in Midwest. What's up, Rachel? But yeah, my main thing is, like I say, watch the information we get at the end of the night. I mean, not in the night, in a couple hours. In a couple hours, once the bloggers come out, And they hear the closing arguments. What the fuck I do with that phone? And they hear the closing arguments. Watch how the perception change. Oh, what the fuck I just? All right, yeah, watch how the perception change. Yeah, it's probably so. Project Productions. We back. Yeah, probably so. Probably around like 2 o'clock. The bloggers gonna be coming out of court. Let's see how we looking today. Nothing yet. I used to sleep to Rochester, New York. Let's see if we got any updates. Law&crime Network covering. Yo, keep telling y'all, Law&crime Network is not a real news channel.
We do have that, but yeah, I get what you mean too. And we don't have the co-conspirators.
Benoit 4904. If you had to rate the chances,
If I have proven that at least there was some sort of conspiracy, there's some attempt from my employees at my direction to do this. Now we have the conspiracy to commit arson. Right? If I have bribed, as we know, there was bribery for the Intercontinental Hotel video. I bribed someone to give me the video back. Now I have bribery. So that's 2 underlying crimes on top of the sex trafficking.
and William, as I kind of get some more updates coming in here, I'm thinking about the story that the defense is telling right now. And they began with Sean Combs. This is the successful guy that we all know. Look at his family in the front row. He's a family man. Now they're diving into Cassie Ventura's testimony and trying to show that the relationship they had was consensual. Mark Agnifilo says, on sex, they found each other. It's a beautiful thing. You won't find a single text where she says, I didn't like that sex. It was an 11-year relationship. The issues of jealousy and other women.
What I tell y'all, it's not a single text where Cassie says she didn't want to do free calls. Not one text, yo. Like how, like the federal government is speaking for Cassie. Like they putting words in her mouth. It ain't one text where she say, yo, I didn't want to do this. I didn't like doing this. Not one.
But they match up when it comes to sex, and then he says that they were swingers. Now, the text messages may not show that, but they also 6-7 weeks ago heard incredibly emotional testimony from Cassie Ventura in the flesh, on the stand, speaking to those jurors. And that leads me to the next question that we're getting from Benny Blanco.
You see what they do? Instead of sticking to the facts, they go into some old irrelevant shit. Yo, it don't matter what she testified to. He didn't know. How you gonna charge him with sex trafficking and say that she didn't want to do this when she never told him that? She never told him. How would he supposed to know? How am I supposed to know you don't like this shit if you don't relay this to me? That's the most important part. Fuck what she said on the stand. That what she said on the stand is irrelevant because she didn't say it when it was going down. You didn't let me know this. I was under the impression that you loved it, like I did. You know, you paid for sex workers as well. You orchestrated freak offs. How was Diddy supposed to know she didn't like this? As a juror, that's what I would be thinking.
Those jurors, and that leads me to the next question that we're getting from Benny Blanco, Bronx. Doesn't the text messages prove it was consensual, William?
So I think the text messages are important. Again, I think, and that's what the defense attorneys are going to focus on. These text messages, these digital footprints of Cassie Ventura, of Jane, of Mia, of all these folks. There isn't a lot there that says it wasn't consensual. They talk about it a little bit here and there, but especially with Cassie Ventura, the text messages go way beyond that in terms of, and I love you, and I love the freak offs, and I'll do whatever you want, so on and so forth. What's going to be important is when the prosecution does their rebuttal, that's when they're going to bring up, hey, look, Cassie Ventura is texting you all this stuff, but this relationship was one of the two.
I don't know where the fuck these bots come from, man.
This relationship was one of coercion, and this relationship was abusive, and this relationship was awful. Let's look at the fact that he extorted $20,000 from Cassie Ventura's mom in an effort to have them not release the sex tape. So you can believe whatever you want about these text messages, but remember the broader context of this relationship. And that's what the prosecution is going to say when they get back up there on their rebuttal.
Keep using
and
the
again,
word extort.
you know, I think Combs has been sued by, I think there's 30 lawsuits that are currently pending right now, mostly from victims. I think there was a giant one that was just filed the other day. So the fact that there's money involved, there's lawsuits involved, I think it's important for the defense to bring it up. Again, I agree 1,000% with Leah. I don't think that that should be the focus of the entire defense closing argument or the defense case. I think that would be a mistake. But I think it's important to bring it up because, again, the jury heard about it, and I think you want them to know that there is some stuff out there. But, you know, again, I think that the digital footprint is what the defense should rely on here from beginning to end of their closing argument.
Another good question coming in here, Aaliyah. This is from Benoit4904, who's been great this morning, giving us some really good questions, kind of moving our conversation forward, which we always appreciate having viewers who are part of this show. Putting aside his violent behavior, do you think Diddy was aware he was committing criminal acts at the time?
Is water wet? I do think that he was aware that he was committing acts of the crime. Let's take it back all the way to the beginning. The label is called Bad Boy for a reason, right? Like, it's not just, you know, we just made it up. And
do y'all see what they doing, yo? Like, how people don't see this? Yo, is this non-biased media or is this propaganda? Yo, propaganda gives you the news and tell you how to think about it. Tell you how you should look at it. Yo, this is not news. They've been running propaganda on Diddy since the beginning. This is a propaganda machine. I don't think Diddy realized what he was doing, to be honest. I think he looked at it like, yo, I live a swinger lifestyle. You know, swing has been the thing of in this country from the beginning of time.
made it up, and you know that's what we're just gonna do. It's called Bad Boy for a reason. And as we all know, because again, I grew up in the 90s, early 2000s. Sean Combs has been charged, and he has been very, very familiar with the criminal justice system many a times, right? Has he been convicted and gone to jail? No, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't know what he's doing is a crime. It means that he's a very, very successful man and a very, very powerful man, and he just is able to, you know, slip through the cracks and continue on doing what he's doing. Sean Combs knew that he was committing a crime, right? If you have to acquire drugs that are pink, has anyone else just gone out on the street and hey, oh, pink cocaine? Yeah, like, I'm just gonna go grab that. That's not accessible. You have to actually go and find that and buying that. That's a crime. You know, you're committing a crime by acquiring these drugs.
Yo, get the fuck out of here, yo. This is amazing, yo. This is amazing right here, yo. Wow.
I really appreciate you saying that, because sometimes, I mean, especially, I mean, we're covering a very important trial, and I try to speak in some legal terms, and, you know, in my mind, I'm wondering what are the right words. At some point, you just got to say, you know, is water wet? Tree fall in the woods? Whatever whatever saying you want that your grandfather said back in the day, it's 100% true. William, a question.
That's why I told you. That's why I told y'all it's a fight over the narrative. That's what law and crime. Law and Crime Network was introduced into YouTube to change the narrative. If you go back, click Law and Crime Network, go back to oldest videos and see what they was involved in at that time. In the last 3 years, since they was acquired by a digital marketing firm who's backed by SoftBank, Law and Crime Network's sole purpose has been to control the narrative. That's why all the views get sent their way. Any type of criminal case, anything involving the black community, it goes straight through Law and Crime Network. Their job is to offset the truth, offset the bloggers, offset independent speakers. You know, having independent speakers in the United States, some people would look at that like a threat to national security. You can't have people getting too big. They learned that from Alex Jones. Alex Jones got too big, man. He got bigger than the news. He told everybody Sandy Hook was fake. People believed it, ran with it, reacted off of it. They said, "Fuck no, we can't do that again. We can't have that. We gotta control this narrative. We got to get people on YouTube immediately by the thousands. It's probably 1,000 plants, 2,000, 5,000 plants on YouTube right now, acting like they me. You know what I mean? Acting like they independent. The whole time they working with mainstream media. The whole time they work with mainstream media.
Said back in the day, it's 100% true. William, a question coming in from Allison
Like,
Jones,
listen to
all
this.
the way from the UK.
Listen to this coverage. Like, oh, this is horrible coverage, man. Horrible coverage.
We really appreciate you joining us. Do you think it's appropriate that his children are exposed to the details of the case? I wonder if the children have been pressured to attend. How do you handle that? Because he has someone like Justin Combs who's 30, but he also has some younger children. How do you handle that, knowing it's going to be some pretty tough testimony?
I mean, the fact of the matter is this. He's on trial for his life right now. And so having the kids there helps. I think having the kids there humanizes him. It's what they have to do. Again, he didn't testify, so bringing up the fact that he has a family is important. Having the family there to show support is important. Again, they're there today. I don't remember how many of the younger kids especially were there throughout the course of the testimony. There is graphic testimony, but, you know, even if you're Sean Combs, you haven't been able to shield these kids from this trial over the last 6+ weeks, not to mention everything that led up to the trial before then. So I think it's good that they're there. I think it's important that they're there. Whether or not it's appropriate for them to hear some of the testimony, I don't know the intricacies of the family dynamic that well, but I think it's more important that they're there and hearing things that may make them uncomfortable than having them not there at all.
I think he has twin daughters, and I remember early on in the testimony when it was really starting to get graphic at the beginning, it was reported that they got up and they walked out of the starting to get graphic at the beginning. It was reported that they got up and they walked out of the courtroom. I mean, you do whatever your opinion is on Sean Combs, to hear those things that your dad's accused of, it's not easy to listen to. Another update from the courtroom, Mark Agnifilo says, Cassie gets a burner phone. Finally, that's what you expect in a racketeering case. She's the one who got the burner phone the morning of December 22nd, 2021. The whole thing with Cuddy, talking about Kid Cudi and all that, she had 2 hotel rooms, and room for a burner phone. Aaliyah, he's really going in on Cassie Ventura right now. How do you separate, okay, the text messages may show that at the time she was consensual, but I'm sure for these jurors, she was pregnant on the stand giving emotional testimony. I remember Elizabeth.
See how they do it? I'm sure for these, you ain't sure shit. Why he couldn't just read that message and take it for what it was? What you mean you sure for the jury? What are you sure of, man? You ain't sure of a goddamn thing, bitch.
She's been in the courtroom every day, was talking about just how emotional those moments were. Yeah, it was 6-7 weeks ago. How do you as the defense, and how do you think the defense is doing going at Cassie Ventura pretty early on here in the closing arguments.
I think they have to. I think that Cassie is, a very huge piece of this entire case. And I think that pointing out that she has a burner phone, while they think it might be beneficial to them, I also think it cuts both ways. It means that I have a phone that I've gotten on the side because I'm so scared of my partner, in this case, Mr. Combs, going through the phone that I have, checking my phone, having my passwords, right? If she truly did not believe that she was in a space where she was safe, trying to get a burner phone to have some sort of normalcy, that could kind of cut to the prosecution's argument of coercion, force, and duress, right? I also think that from an emotional standpoint, I remember there was testimony early on that defense counsel wanted Cassie Ventura to already be seated when she was giving her testimony.
Cassie had a burner phone because she was calling sex workers and she was doing her own little freaky shit on the side. That's why Cassie had a motherfucking burner phone. The truth. You know what I mean? You see how they try to spin the narrative? Just tell the truth. Cassie had a burner phone. Two things could be true. You know what I mean? It could have been a burner phone because the Diddy was on her other phone. But what was she hiding? Why did she need another phone? Because Cassie was freaking off without Diddy. That's the facts. No, it ain't no crime to be freaky.
Jurors couldn't actually see that she was 8 months pregnant.
Hey, yo, what are y'all
right?
Lamar
I
Jackson
think that was, of course, it was denied because it was unreasonable. But I think that if you look at where Cassie is now, and married, she has 3 children, she's moved on, and obviously having to relive this entire huge chunk of her life on the stand, it was emotional. And I'm sure the jurors were leaned in, right? And again, as we said before, this is not a case that no one was familiar with, right? This is a case that people knew that Diddy and Cassie were together. Did they know the details of their relationship? No. But to see it in real time, of course it's emotional. So the defense has to do a good job of poking holes. Do I think that was the greatest argument to make? Because again, it kind of supports the prosecution theory? No.
They didn't make
because
that
I also
argument.
think if you're Diddy's defense, you better be pretty sure.
They didn't make that argument. That was a question from a fucking supporter.
That the jury doesn't have this team Cassie 100%, almost as if she's a friend. And then the second, I mean, you really run the risk with what we're hearing he's saying thus now of kind of turning off the jury to the argument that they're trying to make. But to your point, it's kind of what he has to do. Another question, also from the UK. Pretty cool to have people joining us from across the Atlantic. William Stella K80 says, in the unlikely situation, in her opinion, that Diddy walks free and something were to happen to...
At Agora Cyber Charter School, we know your child is one of a kind.
Can't stand this fucking chat.
Witness intimidation that Diddy's faced. Would he be somewhat protected with double jeopardy? They do say they're from the UK, not sure on U.S. law. Where does the law stand on, let's just say he walks free, and then more evidence comes forward of some of the charges he's facing?
Well, if it's more evidence of the charges he's facing, then double jeopardy applies. You can't be tried twice for the same set of facts and circumstances for the same crime. So if he was acquitted, even if all of a sudden they realized there was more evidence down the road, they wouldn't be able to retry him for these exact same things. Could they retry him if something new came up? Absolutely. Anything's fair game at that point. I think defense counsel may try to say that there's double jeopardy, but if it's the exact same crimes, no. If it's something brand new, sure.
And another update coming in, and you kind of see the direction that the defense is going right now as they're making their case for Sean Combs. Let's talk racketeering. The judge is going to give a legal charge later today, assuming the first one is the 2004 kidnapping of Capricorn Clark. Let's talk about her. She said, I wanted my life back. Capricorn Clark's parents passed away when she was young. I don't mean any disrespect. She told you. I'm happy she did. Others didn't tell you about their parents. She moves to the Bronx and meets Sean Combs. She goes super platonic. What? I think she means she didn't want it to be platonic. She's out there. You can see it. She says, you know, I had the biggest crush on you. I think we misused our dope chemistry. So now going at Capricorn Clark, another witness who said that Sean Combs, she accused him of kidnapping. Knowing what we heard from the government yesterday, very fact-based, went down the line, laying out their case, Aaliyah. To this point, how is I guess overall, what's your read on how the defense is doing and whether or not these are effective arguments?
Effective is a questionable word. I think that arguing that she couldn't have been kidnapped because she had...
let law&crime network tell the defense can't do nothing right. God damn, they in that. Diddy from law&crime network point of view, Diddy might as well put in an appeal for ineffective counsel because they can't say nothing and do nothing right. God damn.
A crush on Sean Combs, like, I'm sorry, where does that fall in the statute? It doesn't, right? Like, I did not feel, if I was taken against my will, I did not feel like I was free to leave. That is kidnapping, like, period, right? So if I had a crush on you, maybe
I'm sure they didn't bring that point up because of kidnapping. They brought that point up because what they're saying is all of these women wanted to be a part of Sean Combs' life, and they all are lying to get back at him because they couldn't be who they wanted to be in his life. That's the point they was trying to make. They're going to get to the frivolous counts and the frivolous kidnapping shit that they talking about. But you see how they twist the narrative? If you don't got your own mind, you're just going to believe it and run with it. But that is irrelevant to what they was talking about.
It's kidnapping, like, period, right? So if I had a crush on you, maybe they're trying to argue that, oh, she's biased and the prosecution got to her, but I don't think that, I think the prosecution's doing the best that they can arguing that. I don't think that it's as effective as it could be simply because me having some sort of intimate relationship or being interested in dating this individual does not necessarily equate to the kidnapping or what I testified to didn't happen. I think from a credibility standpoint, if you get, we do have a male-dominated jury. I think they were trying to make that argument like, oh no, these are just women who wanted him or who went after him. So I guess that leans to their theory and to their side, but I don't necessarily know how effective that it is. I think at minimum they're just trying to create bias because I can believe that this person might have had a crush on this individual or might have been interested in dating him, and I can also believe that this person kidnapped me. So I think the two things can be true.
One thing I'm noticing as just comparing yesterday to today is there has not been one Christina Coram reference in Sean Combs' defense, where yesterday she came up multiple times. Diddy's right-hand person. She was really a ghost in this trial because she's mentioned so many times that you see a picture of her, but she didn't testify. William, what role does she play in the final moments of this trial, and what do you make of Diddy not mentioning someone, Diddy's defense not mentioning someone who was there for so many stories that the prosecution told?
Sure, I think she was a very important non-witness for the prosecution. I mean, she was, for all intents and purposes, an unindicted co-conspirator. So for the racketeering, conspiracy issue, we need to show that it wasn't just one person. The government needs to prove that there was more than one person involved in these crimes, and they have her. And they can point to things that she did. They can point to things that she helped orchestrate. And she was, for all intents and purposes, an unindicted co-conspirator. I don't think that the defense has anything to gain by mentioning her once. Because again, remember, the prosecution gets to give a rebuttal argument after the defense closing argument. So if the defense attorney starts talking about, where's KK? Why didn't she testify? Or anything along those lines, that opens the door for the prosecution to just hammer home that this wasn't just Sean Combs doing these things. And they need to show that it wasn't just him. He was sort of on top of the pyramid, if you will, and there are other people there. She's one right under him. So I'm not surprised that the defense is staying away from that. I would. But again, she's important. She's been important throughout the course of this trial.
Tells over here. She be lying.
When this goes to the jury, which we believe is going to be on Monday, according to the judge this morning, Aaliyah, how likely is it that the jurors will sit around and be like, why wasn't she called?
Tristan Towers told y'all that Diddy was putting GHB in baby oil and dousing it on his victims. But he's talking about Tristan Towers a live motherfucker. That's why we gonna get her freak off fired up, so she can get the real deal. That way she ain't gotta speculate. You know what I mean? If we can get Tristan Towers a freak off, she ain't gotta speculate no more. She can come back and report the real information. Y'all, I was invited to a Diddy freak off. I got, how many sex workers was called? All that. I mean, she gonna come back and give y'all the real news once and for all. Once and for all. She finally gonna tell the truth. Then we can change her name to just Tissa Tells. And we can take the lies off of it. I'm lying ass. Got people believing Tony Busby a credible lawyer. That motherfucker extortionist. Fake ass lawsuits. Keep coming out with fake lawsuits and shit. Maybe around this mall, grab me something to eat. Before they start bombarding me with calls. Then I don't be able to stop no motherfucking way. I came in this bitch yesterday. It's fucking packed up this bitch now. Got nowhere to fucking park. I might gotta park on the street. Man. Shit, wasn't like this yesterday. I gotta park all the way around. That's the only thing about this big dumbass truck, man. Can't not find a fucking parking spot. Are we back here? You gotta park sideways. See, these motherfuckers will block you in. Then you can't get out. You get stuck and shit. So yeah, send the freak off. Hey Jody, what you mean? I just told you a lie she told. So you don't remember she told you that Diddy was dousing people with baby oil? That was a lie. What you talking about? That's one lie out of the many. You don't remember she told people that Diddy was taking a plea deal? It's another lie. She just did a video said Diddy gave up names. That's another lie. What the fuck is you talking about? All she do is lie over that bitch. I could go on and on for days about the lies she was told. The lies that she told over there. Oh, so you just in denial. Okay. You in denial. Whenever you can't admit facts, then you just in denial. We can't have a conversation then, Joe. If you can't be real, we can't talk. I don't have frivolous conversations. I gave you 3 lies that you know you heard over there. If you watch every day, you know you heard that. So why are you gonna sit back and say it's not a lie? She told you it was kids involved. It's another lie. It's another lie. It was documents saying that it wasn't. And she reads documents just like I read documents. So how she missed it? Or did she intentionally not speak on it? Because she was pushing the false narrative. She lying, man. Girl, not honest. People just like being lied to, that's all. I get it. You know, lies are interesting. They're intriguing. You know what I mean? It sparks debate. So I get it. I understand the game. Now I don't respect it. But I understand the game. I don't understand the people that enjoy it. I don't get that. I don't understand the people that enjoy being lied to. I can't stand a motherfucker lie to me. That's just the work. Hope I don't lose service when I go in here. Oh, God, I got my wild bitch. Moving too fast. Got my damn wild in the car. Kyle here, he walking back and forth and shit. Yo, if y'all new to the channel, make sure y'all subscribe, man. Make sure you subscribe. I don't gotta say that every week. Damn, y'all. Walk right back this fucking truck. That's what's up, man. Hot off this bitch. But yeah, though, y'all. I just can't wait till later on, once the defense is done. We got to go to Sean G for that, because he gonna give us play-by-play. You see what Law and Crime and all the rest of the networks do. They don't give you play-by-play. You know, they say what they think is important, and then they spin it to fit whatever narrative that they want at the time. It's not factual. It's not factual. Right back up here. Yo, what it is. Trying to grab me something to eat before they start running me around. They run you around so much you ain't got time to stop out this bitch. Some days. But yeah, I appreciate everybody that tapped in, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Like I said, we're gonna go live later on tonight for certain when I get off work. Cause by then we'll have all the details about how the defense slaughtered the prosecution in closing. But it's another day. Keep it you need. And